My mother-in-law threw away my late mother's recipe box because she said it was cluttering her kitchen, so I stopped covering for her secret and let her whole family find out the truth. Growing up, my mom taught me everything in her kitchen. Every Sunday morning, we would pull out her wooden recipe box and pick something to make together. The cards inside were handwritten by 3 generations of women in my family. My great-grandmother's apple cake, my grandmother's chicken and dumplings, my mother's famous cinnamon rolls that she perfected over 20 years. When mom passed away from cancer 2 years ago, that box became my most treasured possession. I married Hank 8 months after my mother's funeral. His mother Colleen made her disapproval clear from the start. She thought Hank was settling by marrying a girl who worked at an insurance office instead of some fancy professional. Every visit to her house came with little comments, remarks about my cooking, questions about when I planned to go back to school, suggestions that Hank deserved someone more ambitious. When Colleen announced she was coming to stay with us for 3 weeks while her bathroom was being renovated, I tried to be gracious. I cleaned the guest room. I stocked the fridge with her favorite foods. I told myself this was a chance to finally build a better relationship. The first week went fine. The second week, she started rearranging my kitchen, moving my pots to different cabinets, reorganizing my pantry without asking. I bit my tongue and smiled through it. On day 15, I came home from work to find my recipe box missing from its shelf. I searched everywhere before finally asking Colleen where it went. She barely looked up from her magazine. That old thing? I donated it to the thrift store this morning. It was collecting dust and taking up space. You should thank me for decluttering. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. I drove to 3 different thrift stores that night, begging employees to check their donations. Nobody could find it. Those handwritten cards from my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, gone forever because Colleen decided my memories were clutter. Hank tried to smooth things over. He told me his mother meant well and probably did not realize how much it meant to me. I stopped talking to him for 2 days. Colleen never apologized. She acted like I was being dramatic over some old papers. That is when something shifted inside me. I had been protecting this woman for months, and she had just destroyed the only physical connection I had left to my mother. See, I knew something about Colleen that nobody else in the family knew. Back in November, I had stopped by her house unexpectedly to drop off some mail that got delivered to our address. I walked around back because she never answered her front door. Through her kitchen window, I saw her sitting very close to a man who was definitely not her husband, Frank. They were holding hands across the table, and when she leaned in to kiss him, I backed away quietly and never mentioned it. I kept that secret for 4 months. I told myself it was not my business. I told myself it would devastate Frank and tear the family apart. I convinced myself that staying quiet was the kind thing to do, but kindness has limits. The following Sunday, the whole family gathered at Colleen's house for her grandson's birthday party. Colleen was holding court in the living room, bragging about her recent home improvements. Her sister Maureen asked how the bathroom renovation was coming along. Who is doing the work again? I answered before Colleen could speak. A contractor named Dale something. He is there almost every day, sometimes even when Frank is working late. They seem very close. The room went quiet. Colleen's face turned white. Her daughter looked confused and asked what that meant. I just shrugged and said I was sure it was nothing. The truth came out 3 days later. Frank found text messages on Colleen's phone after my comment made him suspicious enough to look. She had been seeing Dale for over a year. Frank filed for divorce last month. Colleen's children barely speak to her now. She lost her marriage, her family's respect, and her reputation in their small church community. She calls Hank crying almost every week about how lonely she is. I never admitted to knowing anything beforehand. I never confessed that I chose that exact moment to speak up. As far as anyone knows, I made an innocent comment that accidentally exposed the truth. My mother always said that people who destroy precious things eventually lose precious things themselves. Colleen threw away my family's legacy because she thought it was worthless. Now she understands exactly what it feels like to watch something irreplaceable disappear forever.